Okay, my people, welcome to FBA All Day, the show all about justice and understanding for our people. I am the Lord Eric Steele, aka Big Rossi Love, a perpetual student of the survival scrolls where if you know, you know. And today's episode comes from an email sent to me with this question: how do you feel about the Supreme Court decision on TPS? Okay, family. This is a very serious issue that needs to be discussed. Okay? A lot of people have been going in and saying little disrespectful, a lot of things that have been underhanded. And I'm going to clear some of this stuff up from you guys, all right? I'm going to clear some of this up today. On this episode, we're going to clear some of this nonsense up. Okay? Listen to me carefully. Now, for the general population that sees this video, I have a lot of children that ask me these questions and watch this video. So I won't be as heavy-handed as I should be, but I'm going to be clear, and I'm going to make sure that I'm telling you the exact truth of the way things are over here, okay? Because I want you to understand. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm not sugarcoating anything. I'm going to give you the real episodes, okay? Understand this. Now, these people most recently have been trying to rewrite our history. Okay? Now, when I say our, I'm talking about FBA, Foundational Black Americans. There are some things that you need to know that make us unique and a special set in the United States. Okay? These people want you to believe that black is black. Everybody just piling in and it's black. It's only that way when it benefits them. That's the only time they want black to be, everybody's included in black, is when they're getting some sort of benefit from the word black. Okay? Other than that, they don't claim to be us. And it wasn't that long ago where we had all these videos. All you got to do is go back a little bit in time on your Facebook pages, on your YouTube videos, and you'll see these people saying, I'm not black, I'm Haitian. I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. I'm not black, I'm African. I'm not black, I'm from Nigeria. Everybody wanted to be everything else but black. Unless it benefited them. Okay? Now, the dominant society has always believed in the idea of the one big Negro. They prefer us to be all one big Negro. They prefer it that way because they can do more harm to us that way. Well, what are you talking about? I'll explain. Please allow me to elaborate. When us, the foundational black Americans, say black, we're talking about the people who are from this soil. Now, I know you say, well, isn't all people from Africa? Yeah, that's fine. When you take it unto that understanding, all people, not just black people. Humanity is alleged to have had its start in Africa, which means Caucasians, yellow, brown, everybody would have had their origins in Africa. So don't just try to single out foundational black Americans and say you guys are African, because that's not true. This is our home. Okay? Understand that, my people. This is our home. We built this country. This country was built by foundational black Americans, and we're not going to let you rewrite our history. That whole narrative about, oh, immigrants built this. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Immigrants did not build this country. That is called a lie. Do you understand that? Our people, foundational black Americans, were on this soil before there was a United States. Do you understand that? We were here before there was a country. Therefore, we are not immigrants. Do you understand that? I'll go deeper. Allow me to go deeper. Immigrant. I-M-M-I-G-R-A-N-T. Immigrant. It means a person who leaves their country of origin, and relocates to establish permanent residency in another country. That's what an immigrant means. That's the definition of an immigrant. When we came here, there was no country. There was no country when we got here. We built this country. Do you see the difference? So all these people who come here in the 60s and 70s and oh, we had children here, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't come here and have a family. That's not what I'm saying. But you don't get to try to rewrite our history. We, foundational black Americans, built this country, not immigrants. We didn't immigrate from somewhere to come to a place looking for a better life. That's not what happened. Some of us, and not even all, some of us were brought here to create a life that everybody else enjoys. That's the difference. You see these people who come from Africa, they'll say, oh, I'm coming here looking for the American dream. I'm coming here looking to bring my family up and get education, and we just want to partake. Yeah, you're coming to join what we already built. Well, I'm coming from Haiti. I'm coming from Jamaica. We work hard. That's great. We made a place for you to come to and work hard. We created that. Foundational black Americans made that possible for you. The dominant society did not even want you here. Do you know what the civil rights was all about? Do you know what our struggle for civil rights was all about? It was about allowing other dark-skinned, melanated people to come here because the dominant society had a quota that they did not want you here. They didn't want other Africans coming here. They didn't want other Haitians coming here. They didn't want other Jamaicans coming here. They didn't want y'all here. Why do you think it's so easy for them to say y'all go home? Let me elaborate. Let me get into it. This is what happened, okay? These people realized that the others that are coming in here, they're taking on the same mindset as them. You understand that? The dominant society has a certain mindset where they think they have to keep us under. They have to hold us down. They have to keep us from rising. They have to keep us from assimilating into our perfect understanding. They have to keep us below. They want to try to maintain the status quo, which is them on the top, us on the bottom. And these people have been reaping the benefit of our work for far too long. And I'm talking about the Latinos. I'm talking about the Haitians. I'm talking about the Jamaicans. I'm talking about the Africans. I'm talking about anybody that comes here from another country that assimilates themselves into this thing called minority. These people go against foundational black Americans. Now, I'm not talking about all, because I know some good Haitians. I know some good Jamaicans. I know some good people from Barbados. I know good people from Africa. I know there are some good in there. But it's far too many for us not to address this. Do you understand? There's far too many doing harm for us to not address it. When we say they're doing harm, let me elaborate. These people come here. They get amongst us. They go to our schools. They reap the benefit of all the hard work we done because we built the HBCUs. HBCUs were put together for us, foundational black Americans. That's what it was based upon, was for us, the people who were here, the people who were doing the work, the descendants of slaves, the children of the slave master and the slaves. That's what they created the HBCUs for. We've literally built Tuskegee with our bare hands. Tuskegee was built brick by brick by foundational black Americans. So then we have these people who migrate here. They assimilate themselves into society, especially into the dominant society, and then they get indoctrinated where they think they're better than us. Oh, we only been here a short while. We more educated than y'all. No, you're not. Why would you even think that? They pit themselves against us like it's some sort of a competition, and it's not. But if you listen to them, go on TikTok and see any of these other shows, or go to YouTube and see any of these other channel shows and listen to what these people are saying. They think they're better than us, and we created the space. We made the lane for you to drive in. That's how disrespectful it all is. It's very disrespectful. And then you have these people going on camera. The mayor of New York went on camera and said, oh, immigrants built this country. No, they didn't. That's them trying to rewrite history. They did not build this country. You understand that? Okay, if you buy a car, all right, let's say you bought a car. You went and bought a car. If you take that car and you put tint on the windows and you put a stereo sound system in it and you put big rims on the car, you can say, okay, this is my car. You can say that, this is my car. But you didn't build that car. You are not the manufacturer of that car. You did not build that car. Do you see what I'm saying? You guys came to the country that was already here, and you contributed. I'm not saying that nobody else contributed, but you came to something that was already established. Do you understand that? The Irish and most of these people came through a place called Ellis Island. Look that up, Ellis Island. That's how they got here. But when they got here, there was already a country. Do you understand that? We built the country. Foundational black Americans. We built this country. Understand that? Architects of bridges, architects of buildings, architects of cities. They want you to think that they just kidnapped some freaking ignorant people from the jungles and brought them over here, but that's not the truth. That's not true. That's not true, and it doesn't make sense that you would think that that's true. That makes absolutely no sense. If you look at, let's look at it scientifically. Scientifically, who is the youngest human? Do you know? Who's been on this planet the shortest amount of time? Melanated people or Caucasians? Caucasians are the youngest group of people, okay? Why would you think they created stuff? So we've been here for thousands of years and we don't have no knowledge is what you would rather believe than believe the truth. And that's just nonsense. When those people invaded and captured their own kind, let us not forget Ghana and those places over there, those people captured black people. Don't play a part in the nonsense. We're going to keep it truthfully here. They were playing a part in the slave trade. The African people were. Matter of fact, they're having slavery going on over there right now in Africa. They are the majority of that continent is black people, and there's still slavery going on right now, to this day. Now that's either the truth or a lie. It can't be both. They participated in it. They're so tribal, and there's so many different tribes and groups, and they thought that, oh, since these people are not a part of my tribe, then I'll just sell them, you know what I mean? I'll just sell them and get rid of them. The warrior class and all these people, we'll just sell them and get rid of them. But what they were selling was not slaves. What they were selling were doctors, were healers, were architects, were scientists. That's who they were selling. Yeah, they sold off the intellectuals of that era. And that's why they suffer to this day, because they got rid of the talent. That's why their continent is so under siege right now, because they got rid of the cream of the creme and sent them over here. Because we weren't so hostile. We weren't so cutthroat. They were the intellects. They were the doctors. They were the scientists. They were the architects. Those are the ones that were captured and sent over here. They didn't just grab a random savage. That's a lie. They brought over farmers and people who knew about agriculture and how to plant crops. That's who they brought here. And this is after there was already black people here. Okay, because we can go even further back. I can go all the way back to Abubakari and them guys who sailed their 200 ships over here way before Columbus even knew what a boat was. We were already circumventing we were already going around the globe before the Europeans even knew what a boat was. We were already doing it. Already doing it. Okay? Don't let these narratives that these people talk about now, because they can't see it in their mind. Their racism prevents them from seeing a reality that's right in their face. It's only obvious. Where was the first college in the world? Where was the first university in the world? Wasn't in Europe. Wasn't in Europe. The first university in the world was in Africa. Now that's either the truth or a lie. It was the first university ever known to man. It was in Africa. It was called Alexandria. Now that's either the truth or a lie. And you could tell because when you look at their greatest people, their greatest philosophers. Oh, our philosophers, they're so smart. They have so much intellect. Where did they go to study? Oh, Socrates is your best philosopher? Where did he study? In Africa. They sent him to Africa to learn. To learn. They didn't send him there on a sightseeing trip. They sent him there to learn. In order for you to be the best, how can you be the best when you went somewhere and learned? I'll let you think about that for a while. I'll let that marinate. Who taught you how to think? Who taught you how to reason? As a matter of fact, they even learned how to bathe from us. They didn't even know how to keep themselves clean before interventions with melanated people. But that's a story for another day. Coming back to our current dilemma here in the United States. What we have is these Johnny-come-lately peoples to our country. They assimilate here. They have a kid or two, they get married, and then they start thinking and behaving like the dominant society. This is a problem. This is a problem. You know why? Because now they've gotten themselves into our political spaces. They joined the NAACP. They make these little groups like in Cobra, full of people who are not from here, trying to make decisions that affect us. And these decisions are 9 times out of 10 more harmful to us and helpful to the people wherever they came from. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you have an NAACP, which is supposed to be about the protection of our foundational melanated people here. You fill it up with people from Jamaica, you fill it up with people from Haiti, from Africa, and you'll find out the only thing they fight for is immigrants. The only thing they go after now is helping immigrants. They ain't considering the people who made it possible for them to be here in the first place. That's very disrespectful, first off, and it's harmful, second off. They have no business in these positions. It should have been locked out a long time ago because these people are not on our side. How can you call yourselves in a committee or commission to help black people when you've done nothing for the original people who built the place? They've literally done nothing for us. If you go to their website, everything is immigrant this, immigrant this, or LGBT. None of that stuff has anything to do with foundational black Americans. They get on these panels and they slow things down when it has to do with our reparations. They get on here and they we when it's about us. And it's always to the negative. It's never in the positive. It's always, we don't need reparations. First of all, who are you? What makes you think you can speak on our business? You're not from here. Your people are not here. 2 second and third generation immigrants should not even be in a conversation that has anything to do with reparations for foundational black Americans. It just shouldn't happen, but it always does. And they always is doing something underhanded and sneaky. They want to try to show the dominant society, I'm better than them. I'm not like them. Oh, all we got to do is work. Listen, the time is up. The jig is up. We know all the little games. We see you. We see you, Westmore. We understand what happened with you, Obama, Eric Holder. We see you guys. We see you. We know who you are. We are aware. Susan Rice. We see all you guys. We see you. We see what you have done and what you have not done. We see you. The Judas in the midst has never been so pronounced as it is now, because you know what they were not planning for? You know what all these people were not planning for? What they didn't plan for was the age of information. Oh, the age of information is a monster, because now we know who's who. We can investigate ourselves. We can see who's who. We see you. We see you, Kamala Harris. She's not black. Stop it. She's not one of us. Just stop it. Just stop it altogether. Stop the nonsense. We see you, Roland Martin. We know you ain't one of us. Stop speaking on our business. It's got nothing to do with you. Matter of fact, I'm kind of hoping that you are one of the ones that's deported. I hope they get Roland up out of here, and the first things that they send back, I hope he's on it. Oh, when they start deporting, I hope Roland Martin and his whole family is on the first boat going back. He's the first one to call us stupid fools. You stupid fools, they're like, we don't know our suffering. We don't know what we've been through. Who are you? Who are you to speak on our pain, on our family's generational harm? Who are you to speak on that? Joy Reid? We see you. You're not one of us. Who are you to speak on our pain? Your people ain't from here. Your people are not a part of the foundational Black American community. You are not. The dominant society, they put these people in position to try to make it, prop them up like they're some sort of voice for us, or they're some sort of figurehead of leadership for us. We don't recognize you. You're not one of us. Stop speaking on our business. It's very disrespectful. She's not from, Joy Reid is not from here. Kamala Harris is not from here. Her people ain't from here. Roland Martin's people are not from here. This is not a secret. But yet they go on TV and try to talk down to us as if they have some sort of higher moral standing, which they don't. Since you're so educated and you work so hard, go to your homeland and build that up. How about that? How about you take all your education and go home and fix that place up? We've been fixing this one. We've been building this one. We know what we're doing, and we know what injustice looks like. And then as soon as you get just a little taste of the injustice that we've been enduring for centuries, y'all want to run and cry. Now you want everybody to come to your defense. Oh, this is injustice. No, we're not. No, it's not injustice. It's actually justice. The way you guys have been talking disrespectfully about foundational Black Americans, this is actually justice. Yeah, it's actually justice. Get up out of here. Go home. We don't want you here. We don't need you here. Because you guys fight along the dominant society side. You fight alongside them. You try to prevent us from progress. Why would we want you here? How do you benefit? How does foundational Black Americans benefit from these people being here? Explain it. Explain how they benefit from them being here. We don't. Not in the least. We don't benefit from them. They get in the way and they cowtail. That's what they do. Foundational Black Americans, we don't do that. We've always fought injustice. We continue to fight injustice. And every time you see something that's negative or to the contrary in media, look at the person who's saying it. They're usually not from here. That's either the truth or a lie. It can't be both. It can't be both. I'll go into effect so that you know what I'm talking about. That TPS that the U.S. Supreme Court just ended was called a temporary protected status. It was designation granted by the Department of Homeland Security to foreign nationals who cannot safely return to their home countries due to a conflict or environmental disasters or some other extraordinary emergency. But it was temporary. All they did was end it. It came to an end. The very T, the very first initial in TPS, T stands for temporary. All they did was end it. Now, you guys have no right to be here. You don't just have a right to be here. It ended. Now go home, because you tell us, oh, you guys don't need reparations. You just got to work hard. That's what you told us. Every time we try to go and get justice for our people, we have one of you standing in our way. Wes Moore, Sheila Jackson Lee. We have you people standing in the way every single time. They look like us, but these people ain't us, and we can tell the difference. Yeah, so if we got to fight them and you, how was that fair? We have to fight the dominant society for justice, and we got to fight the people who walking among us too. Nah, I think we're done with all that fighting. Yeah, we'll let the people who you praise so much, who you think did so much for you, we'll let them get rid of you, and then we'll start our fight anew. Yeah, we'll let the people who you guys praise and want to be so much around. They said that the next best thing for a Nigerian woman after a Nigerian man is a white man. That's what they said. So a U.S. A foundational Black American is at the bottom of the choosing poll when it comes to a suitable man for them. Okay, well, don't come looking to us to help. As them white men get y'all up out of here, don't come looking for us to help. Not at all. Let those people you love so much help you. We're going to get some justice and understanding here. Time out for all the games. I'm so sick of it, I don't know what to do. We have just story after story of these people harming our elders in healthcare. They're harming our elders in these nursing homes. People who look like us, treating our people bad. We have these Nigerians and these people working in these police departments harming our men, doing disgusting things to our people in behind these walls. Not bad enough that we have to fight the justice system ourselves. Now we have these people who look like us treating us worse than them. Yeah, I'm ready for them to go home. We can fight these people on our own. They're not helping us anyway. They're making it worse. That boy they killed there in Memphis. All them cops jumped on him that weren't from here and beat that boy to death. 6'3", 6'4", 260, 245-pound dudes jumping on that little 160-pound black boy and beat him to death there in Memphis. We send them home. Them and their whole family, send them home. We find them doing things like that, man, they do not help us. We don't need them here. I'm done with them. I'm done with it. There was a lady, what's her name? Dr. Geraldine Gabot. She's the founder and chief executive officer of IFS USA. She's been all over the news spreading her lies. Talking about she empowers staff in advanced planning to employ initiatives benefiting immigrant communities. Do you see that? We haven't achieved what we need to achieve for trying to make way for other people. And these people that come here, they don't appreciate our efforts. They do not appreciate our sacrifice. They are very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. And instead of joining with us in our pursuit of justice, they go the other way. They consider themselves before us. I don't have to make this up. You look up the mission statement for that company that lady represents. It says they are for the advanced planning and employee initiatives benefiting immigrant communities. Nothing about the foundational black Americans who made it possible for them to be here in the first place. And it's people like this who get on these congressional committees and they halt, they hamper the progress that we are trying to achieve. Instead of counting themselves among us and helping us push towards justice, oh no, they separate themselves from us. I'm not black, I'm from Jamaica. I'm not black, I'm from Africa. Until it's time for them to face the music, then it's, oh, look what they're doing to the black people. No, you said you wasn't black. Don't be trying to join into the black conversation now. You ain't black, you're African. You ain't black, you're Jamaican. Get up out of here with that. Y'all can bounce with that nonsense. Those days are over. It's over. We're tired of that. We've had our fill. We're done with it. Whenever something good happens for them, they'll be the first ones to tell you. Stand up Guyana, stand up Puerto Rico, stand up Haiti, stand up Jamaica. They'll be the first ones to tell you that. Oh, but when they do something wrong, it's, oh, the blacks. The blacks need to do better. Oh, you blacks need... No. Don't blacks it now. Who is that? That guy's not from here. He ain't black, he's Haitian. He ain't black, he's Jamaican. Keep that same energy. Keep the same energy. That's what we're saying. Foundational Black Americans, we're tired of piggybacking these people who are disrespectful. We've had it. They're just disrespectful and it makes no sense. They came up with this thing called HR 40, which is a big pile of nothing. Every time we try to go for reparations, they build a roadblock in our way with these people who are not from here. And the only reason they do that is because they know these people are just so happy to be here under the current situation, they don't want to rock the boat. But fighting for justice, fighting for reparations for our people, the boat has got to be rocked. We've got to move forward. We can't stand stagnant in one place. We got to move. We got to keep fighting the struggle until we get where we're supposed to be. That's how we have always been. We are the only people that do that. They don't do that. They submit. They submit to the will of the dominant society. That's how they got here in the first place. They had to go to the immigration office and promise to be a good little boy. Oh, I'm going to be a good little boy while I'm here. They ain't going to rock the boat because they're scared to get deported. But instead of just being that, they raise their kids up and they raise their family up to be disrespectful to those of us that's here. They rather assimilate into the dominant society than to join us in our struggles for justice, which is what we've always fought for. This is nothing new to us. We've always fought for justice. When you hear these clowns telling these stories, oh, well, my people died for the right to vote, then your people were stupid. Because my people didn't fight for the right to vote. My people were fighting for justice. Foundational Black Americans were fighting for justice, not the right to vote. That's a lie. That's another lie that they tell. And the people who tell it are usually immigrants. Or they're so old and joined the dominant society that they think that we're stupid, but we're not. Our people were not going through the 60s and all those riots and fighting and carrying on just so they could vote. That wasn't what it was about at all. It was about justice, achieving justice. Is what we fight for. These are the trick bags that they try to use to hold us back. So when you hear them, the Ayanna Presleys and these people talking about H.R. 40, H.R. 40 is a trick bag of nothing. They're trying to get Congress to okay a study. We don't need a study. Ain't nobody else studying. When the Mexicans come over here, they don't have a study before they get their packages and credit cards and all types of set-asides. They don't have to do no study for that. When those South Africans got brought over here by Trump, they didn't have a study to see should those people be given land and money. There was no study for that. They brought those people over here and gave them housing, land, money right off the bat. No study whatsoever. Somalian people that got up there to Minnesota, they didn't have a study. They got loans and grants and housing, all that stuff right away. There was no study. No study whatsoever. So how come when it comes time for the foundational black Americans, the people who actually built this place, the descendants of Crispus Attucks, the descendants of Lewis Latimer, Madam C.J. Walker, how come we always have to have a study for the people who helped literally built this place? Picture this with me, if you will. When Columbus got here, on a ship, on a boat, and he never made it to the United States. He never made it to North America, period. He was in South America somewhere. But when these people made it over here to the North American continent, it was mostly forest on the East Coast where those ships landed. It was lush, green coast. Lush. And some areas like New York was what they call wetland, swamp. I won't say a swamp, I'll say wetlands. It was marshy, there you go. It was like a marsh. Okay? South Carolina. These kind of places. Florida, it was marshy. Excuse me. And for those who are studying history, you'll understand during the time of the 13 colonies, there was nothing below North and South Carolina. That place was all belonged to the French. So there was nothing down there until we built it. Every time these people came over here without foundational black Americans in their presence, they failed to do anything. That Roanoke place, all those colonies failed until we were introduced into the mix, until they started listening to us, until they started using our ideas, until they started using our tools and seeing how we were able to raise crops, until seeing how we were able to get things going. Everything failed. They all failed. They did nothing here until we were introduced into the mix. That's either the truth or a lie. It cannot be both. A lot of people say, oh, I have pictures of the Irish people in the skyscrapers help building. Yeah, they came to a place that was already here and they added. They didn't build it. You have a car and then you put rims on it. You can't say you built the car. You didn't build the car. You just put rims on a thing that was already there. Do you understand? Yeah, they helped make it beautiful. They helped build it up. But they didn't build it. It was here when they got here. They immigrated into a place that was already in existence. Do you understand? That's the difference. That's how come we are not immigrants. Foundational black Americans are not immigrants. We didn't immigrate from any place to come here. A lot of us were already here when that 100 or 300,000 or so additional African slaves showed up. There was already black people on this land, on this soil already. They mixed in with us, which is when we had our ethnogenesis. We had the slave masters raping and pillaging our women. We had the slave masters breeding, mixing different bloodlines. There was an ethnogenesis here that became a whole different people. So yes, if we do our DNA, it will have some African in it. But guess what else it'll have? It'll have some English, some Scottish, some Native American. It'll have a whole bunch of different things in there. You won't find a pure African bloodline here. So that term, African American, is disingenuous. Why wouldn't it be English American? Or why wouldn't it be German American? Why wouldn't it be Indian American? You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? And it's very weird to me when I hear these people say these things, because you don't call these other people that. They don't call Haitians Haitian Americans when you go to their land. You don't go over there and go, oh, you guys are Haitian American. Oh, you guys are Dominican Americans. They don't do that over there. That's not their homeland. That's not where they're from. Those were slave colonies. Do you know that Haiti was a slave colony? Jamaica was a slave colony. That's not where them people are from. But you just call them Haitians and Jamaicans, Dominicans, Barbados. They're Barbadians, or however they call it there. You don't call them African Barbados, do you? Pardon me. All these people who send me these comments trying to tell me who we are, I find it disingenuous, disrespectful. Who are you to come to our land and try to tell us who we are or who we are not? We know who we are. I could take you to my great grandfather's gravesite. I could take you to the grave sites to my people. I have family members that were Buffalo soldiers. I have family members that fought in the revolt of Petey River. Oh, yeah, it's deep. I have people that fought with Osceola. Oh, yeah, it's deep. It's very deep. And it's very disrespectful for you people to come here with that nonsense and try to tell us who we are. We had an ethnogenesis. Deal with it. We are our own people. We are separate from you. And the mere fact that you can't accept that lets me know that you are not going to be an ally as we search for justice. In our pursuit of justice, you will not be an ally. Would you rather have your enemy next to you while you fighting? Or would you rather for your other enemy not to be around? Because you can't be both. You can't be an enemy and an ally at the same time. That's what I call nonsense. Okay? I'd rather for them not be here. That's my stance. Especially those individuals who are against us. So, for today's episode, and the answer to the question in this email, how do I feel about the Supreme Court decision on TPS? I feel it's about time. That's how I feel. It's about time. Time to stop the damn going disrespect. It's time for the end of it all. If you're not going to be with us, then you're against us. And if you're going to be against us, I prefer for you not to be among us. That's my stance. Lord Eric Steele, FBA All Day. This channel is not about hate. This channel is about understanding and justice for our people, foundational black Americans. Get an understanding. And all that you get an understanding and understand that. Immigrants did not build this country. Foundational black Americans did. We didn't immigrate to this country. We built it. FBA All Day, Lord Eric Steele, out.